What's up, guys? It's Ed from Elite Savage, and I got my boy
Rolando.
Today we're gonna be doing what?
We're gonna be showing our Lost World Dinos.
Yeah, so we do play a little bit different of the build. We have different techniques on how we play the deck, so we wanted to showcase that for you guys. So hopefully you guys enjoy. Let's get into it.
All right, so before we get started on our deck profile, I want to give a little shout out to Grove Reacting Gaming Shop. This is a custom mat that they have on their website. I'm gonna put a link in the description below for you guys.
What a beautiful mat. But for our monsters, like I said, we do play almost the same amount of monsters. So here you go. We got to start it off with the 3 Misc. This is what makes the Dino deck go brr. All right, I'm pretty sure you guys have all seen the memes. This deck does go brr. All right, let's go ahead and bring it out for the next monster. This guy, I think that it's kind of like a staple to play it at 2. What do you think?
You know, everyone plays it at 2. Sometimes I feel like I want to play it at 3, just because sometimes you need to use it as material to kind of get things going. But you know, 2 to 3, never less than 1. I mean, never less than 2. But you know, I don't know. We kind of want to try it out.
I've considered playing this at 2, but the reason why, I've considered playing this at 3, but the reason why I don't is actually going to come out just a little bit more forward in the video. So let's go ahead and continue. 3 Soul Eating. Soul Eating is a really good card. This is always the monster that I normally typically go for. It's a special summon off of Baby's Effect. Which Soul Eating is just kind of like disgusting. It'll get you anything you want to your hand.
It's the combo starter, I mean, in the best of ways.
Let's go ahead and continue with now. The babies for me, I think playing the 3 baby Saurus and the 1 petite works best. Why do you play 2?
So I've originally started playing with 2, and sometimes I've kind of gone in combos and used all 2 or 3 of these in like the same turn. So I've been wanting to kind of experiment, trying to try what you did with trying it at 3. But I mean, everywhere I saw online when I was kind of just trying to learn the deck, everyone played 2 and 1, but now that I'm kind of learning it more to my style, I want to play 3 and maybe even 2 of these.
So the reason why I play 3 is that because this is literally a free special summon. You open this card in your hand in a miss, and you're winning, you're plussing. You're gonna be able to get your full combo out, and I'm gonna show you guys what a full combo means to me later on in the video. So now the 2 Jewels. This is one of the best cards in the deck. I believe that once this card came out, it literally just made the deck so much better. A little side note about it is that I actually owned Dino deck before, and I actually didn't really quite enjoy it as much as this. This right here makes the deck so much better.
It's just so like, it just works so smooth.
It does. So. For me, Prankertops, just the one of, because we're allowed to play one of it. If we were playing 3, you know, I think I would probably, you know, be a little bit happy to play it. But you know, 1 works well. You see it, you just combo off with it. You just get rid of threats. You make sure that you get rid of their negates if they have any and whatnot. Right. Let's go ahead and continue. The Giant Rex. So Giant Rex. Beautiful card. I think that mine is amazing because, and I really like it because it's Europrint. You guys know how much of a fan I am of Europrint cards or foreign cards. Beautiful Giant Rex, yes sir. Now the last card, and the reason why I play only 2 UTC and I'm actually okay with that is because I play Overtext. This guy, Quatless, is really, really good. I had situations in matches the other day where, honestly, I OTK'd and I was just going for it. But there was other matches where like I kind of needed to have like a little safety net, and this is what I brought out with Pill. So then like that with Soul Eating, I would add the UTC, and then with Pill, I would special this. So this is the reason why 2 UTCs is more than enough. For my last Dino monster, which I know he doesn't play that many, this is where he ends, but for my last Dino monster, it's just the Kaiju. This guy is really good. You add him out of Soul Eating, and then you just Kaiju whatever they have. But let's go ahead and scoop this up and continue with the rest of the monsters.
I actually got the Kaiju on my side for that reason. Just to kind of see what boards they're building, you know?
Yeah.
They got any Eldritch or, you know, Dragoons or anything. So.
Alright, so for the rest of the monsters, start us off. Let's see what you got.
So, hand traps and more hand traps. I think I played a little too many, but it's been getting me going so far. Starting off with the Gammas. It's just, you know, I refused to play this for such a long time because I would always see this guy. And I'm not going to lie, out of the last few weeks, I haven't seen him once. So I'm going to continue to play this because it's just so good. And then, of course, 3 Nibiru. This format I think is great. Everyone's going to be comboing. I mean, you can even stop, you know, invokes if they don't go for Mecha Bar or anything like that, Dogmatica. And then,
so I don't play Nibiru, and I was playing it before. I just so happened to feel like when I was test playing, the one thing that I needed more was actually just to have an extra Kaiju. So for my hand traps, you know, consider a Kaiju a hand trap or not. I think Kaiju was just a way for me to go. I was actually playing 2 the other day when we went to our locals. But I think 2 was more than enough. I barely saw it, which was the good thing. So whenever I did need to see it, I actually had it. But it was also something where like I had 3 Kaijus in the whole deck, and it worked great because I would search one out if I needed to, and if not, I would just open one up, which was great. After that, I played the 2 Drone Lockbirds. Drone Lockbird is great. Yesterday, I was playing against a guy who activated Extrav, and then he drew his 2 cards, and I hit him with this. And this was a Dino mirror match. So to me, that was the funniest thing ever, because after the match, he hits me with a, well, I had 3 fossil digs in hand, and I was just sitting there like, well, okay. So what he did is he normal summoned a monster, and he ended his turn. And I was like, wow, Dro, disgusting.
Kills Invoke too, you know, because all you have to do is go off a Meltdown, and then they can't add Alistair, and they can't.
They go Terraforming to add Meltdown, or Meltdown to add Alistair, and they're done.
They're done.
Can't add the rest of the cards. Yeah, so we both play 3 Ashes. So Ash, great card. I do have a situation where like some of my opponents are still playing Dragoon, because I feel like a lot of people that hopped off of Dragoon didn't really play it because they felt like, you know, you play a couple of bricks in the deck, which is kind of true, you know. Opening up a Dark Magician or a Red Eyes is a brick, but in a situation like that, if you open up a Red Eyes Fusion, you just activate it, and I think this is the best card to just open up whenever they do that, because I've had it to where I just go, oh, okay, Red Eyes, and it's their whole turn.
Yeah, because that's the thing about Ash, especially if you're playing a mirror match, you just wait for the double evolution pill.
Exactly.
You can't do it.
Yep, and a lot of people do forget that you can Ash the double evolution pill, which is great for me. And the last 2 cards that I play, these are the Dark Magician and the Red Eyes. I don't know if you guys have seen this, but
what does it do?
This Dark Magician has a special effect where this one's called Mago Oscuro, and it's actually a really pretty card. My homeboy Robert got it for me. Shout out to my boy Rob. Thank you very much. I'm a huge fan of Dark Magicians, as you guys know, but this is great. I think Dragoon works in the combo really well because people don't actually see it coming. If it's not a Dino pure deck, it would be like a Dino combo with something else. But just a Dino Dragoon, I have actually not faced a lot of people with that, if any, actually, besides myself. But it works really well. Let's go ahead and continue to our spells. You're gonna start us off with the spells?
Yeah, so with the spells, of course, you gotta start with Dino spells, which is 3 Lost Worlds.
Yes, sir. So Lost World, great card. I think that whenever you play against Mystic Mine, specifically, and or Sky Striker, it hurts them a lot. For the reason being that now Sky Striker has a monster in the main monster zone, and they don't want that. Or Mystic Mine has a monster, and they just don't want any monsters. This is the reason why they play Silent Wobby, and they just give you the Wobby and call it a day, right?
It also kills Gammas and Imperms.
Yes, it does. I'm really excited about whenever I open one of these, and I just know my opponent's gonna Imperm me and or Gamma me somewhere further down in the game, so I just give them their token, and they're not allowed to anymore. Next card. Sorry I played the common, but he has the pretty one.
OTS.
Yes, sir. Fossil Dig, such a great card, not a once per turn. Way better than a Rhoda. I think this card is stupid good because it just gives you the ability to search a level 6 or lower, and it's actually.
And the next one is going to be the double evolution pill.
Such a good card, I'm telling you.
It's such
a good card. I've thought about playing it at 3, but
Same.
the thing is that I've opened one, and I also end up having the full combo to where I can get the second one, and that's just kind of a waste to me. So what I end up doing is that if I use it to literally discard it with Dragoon, it works. But if not, hey man, you know what? I have one and one for the next turn, right?
Yep.
Now for the last cards that we both play together that are for spells are Extracts, of course. Extract, such a beautiful card, and it's such a good card because you literally don't really care too much about your extra deck, and when we get to our extra deck, you guys are going to be able to see why we really don't care, especially because we play multiples of so many monsters, and we're completely okay with banishing most of them. For the trap card that we play...
Oh yeah, I still got a couple more spells. That's another difference between our decks. I actually play 1 Terraforming to help you get to Lost World, and 1 Set Rotation, only to get you the Mystic Mine.
Okay.
So I've thought about taking out the Set Rotation for a second Mystic Mine, but just with so many combo heavy decks right now, sometimes all you have is enough to like bait out the negates, and then you kind of need Saving Grace. And I always feel like Mystic Mine kind of gets you there because most combo decks don't have outs to it. And well, I mean, it's
For my last 2 cards, I played Red Eyes Fusion. These are my last 2 spell cards. I played 2 instead of 1. I did play somebody yesterday where I activated 1 and they ashed it. And then on my next turn, I was able to do full Predator Plant Cobra Anaconda, a combo, and they looked at me and they're like, you play a second. And I was like, yeah, I do play a second.
so smart, man.
And then for the last cards that we play, 3 Imperm. I've cut it down to 2 before, I'm not gonna lie.
Same.
And I have played it at 2, but it always just works a lot better for me whenever I do have it at 3.
I tend to like
get to see it more.
Yeah, I tend to side one of them out. Like depending on what kind of deck I'm going against, like sometimes Imperm isn't the
best card against certain decks, let's say back row heavy decks. Yeah, so in a situation like that, yeah, you side 1, 2, or 3 out depending on what your ratios are. But this was our main deck. Let's continue to the extra deck. For the extra deck, I'm going to start us off. I'm going to lead it off with 2 Linkaribos. I play 2 Linkaribos in the main deck. I think Karibo is just such a good card. It gets you to where you need to go. And the next card that I play is 1 Gardener.
I actually played 2, just because I've banished the 1.
Yep.
I've kind of been like stuck there. But I've considered taking it down back to 1 because now I've added other link cards that kind of help me like just kind of get rid of the Karibo and send it to grave or something like that.
So I was playing 2, and the reason why I cut it down to 1 was because of this card right here, which is going to be my Predator Plant Verde Anaconda. This card, I was kind of using just the link Karibo, then to get to Garnet, I finally have the Karibo in graveyard. But I don't need to do that anymore, so now I can just go Karibo, another monster, Verde, and now I do have the other monster that isn't just that it's not a non-Dino monster, right? And this is the reason why I cut it down to 1. I think it works better for me then. And in case in a situation where I can't OTK, of course, and I can't go into Verde, of course I just go boop boop, and that's it. And then I just don't take a lot of damage next turn, right? What do you got for your level 1s?
So I actually still have one more Link 1, and it is the Relinquished Emma. I think it's great just because you can kind of go from Archosaur into it and take one of their monsters if you know they're kind of foolish on where they put their stuff. If it's like not a negate heavy board, but it's also a great way to get their negates out. You know, because you want to take their stuff and they obviously don't want their stuff taken. So so I like about it. I think it's cool. I've thought about taking it out, but you know I've actually used it to bait the negates out and it just works out pretty well. And for my other links, I'm actually still playing the Lambda. It's great. Just
it's a great card.
It's so
I
good.
considered running it. The reason why I haven't run it yet is because I don't feel like I want to main the Gammas. If I was maybe maining the Gammas, of course I would play. But instead of playing this, I play an IP and also a Phoenix. I see that you also run a Phoenix?
Yep.
Yes, sir. So the Phoenix, such a great card. It helps you with back row destruction. I was playing that MST Dragon. What was his name?
Mystical Typhoon.
No. What's his name?
Tornado Dragon.
Tornado Dragon. I was playing that, but I felt like it just took up a spot that it didn't need to take up, and it was just wasteful. So the reason being that this deck is just a lot more smoother for me for the reason why that I don't play that. I only play one last Link monster, and for mine is Avermax. What about you? What do you got?
So I actually thought about going into Avermax, but I actually still use Unicorn and also get into Access Code.
Nice. Access Code is such a good card.
It is. I haven't gotten into it too many times, but the times I have gone into it, just popped off so well. I actually have considered taking it out and maybe going into the Selene route, or even going into Avermax or even the BLS Link, just kind of get some other fluctuation going. But you know, I think it's been working out pretty great.
Sure. I'm a really big fan of Avermax. I think it helps you also to get through Dragoon. So I think for me, the reason why that I play Avermax is just so much better than to play anything else for me. Then the next things that I play are 2 Dragoons. I was going to play 3, but I let my boy Eric borrow the 3rd Dragoon. So I have an English and a Spanish. In case I have one of you bilingual guys dueling me, I will give you the Spanish. But 2 Dragoons, guys. Consider 3, but the thing is that if you're going to play 3, you're going to have to make really big sacrifices on the rest of the deck. So these are my fusion monsters. And let's go ahead and get to XYCs. Start us off.
So I play 3 Dolkas, because I always end up banishing 2.
Yes, sir. It's 3 all the way.
You have to get 3, man.
I saw a match yesterday where one of our boys ended up getting marked because his opponent Pot of Extravagance twice, banished 2 of them, and then he XYZ'd into the 3rd one, and Alex goes, "Dang it!"
Dude, I screamed so loud. I was so pissed.
What are the possibilities? You banished. Dude, that's funny. Oh yeah, it's No Face Cam Girl in the background. And one Lagia. Yes, sir. I don't play OT. It's such a beautiful OT, but one Lagia. I was playing 2. I decided to cut it down. It's just not as great as Dolka. And then for me, the last card is Abyssal. That's it.
It's so good because they make you go first, go into Dweller and Dolka if you can, but I primarily like to go into Dweller because it activates in their standby phase. They can't activate anything that's in graveyard, so it kills almost all combos.
And because it activates on their standby phase, it's not like you're gonna have to activate on their main phase, so they can't TTT either.
Exactly.
And you want to be able to activate as many monster effects on not their main phase.
Exactly. So I actually play 1 Synchro, and that's the Omega. It's so good.
Why do you play this?
So yesterday I was playing against the Mech Knight guy. Shout out to Travis.
Shout out to Travis.
Cut my cheeks, man. God dang it. But yeah, no, like he tried to do something. I think he tried to ash my Extravagance. That's the best way to do it. Is start with Extravagance because they're almost always gonna ash it. You gamma it, you synchro into Omega, you banish a card out of their hand randomly, which is good for them. But then it's just kind of it's once per turn, but it's like every time he keeps coming back, you just keep doing it.
Yep.
So I kept doing it. Every single time he kept coming back, I would just banish a card, and it just helps you get there. So.
Yep. So we are going to show you guys a quick little bit of our side deck. It in no means whatsoever it means that you should really play this as a side deck, but it's just what I see in my locals and where I go play with my friends and whatnot. I do play the 3 Nibiru. Like I said, Nibiru is a good card and I was maining it, but I switched it out to the side deck because I just think that for me, it's better to just have Nibiru in the side deck. It's just better.
I like it mained though, only because I always have a fear of going against heavy combo players.
Sure.
With like so many negate boards. So I rather if I'm going second, I'd rather open up Nibiru and know that I either don't need it and be comfortable like knowing that I had it, or glad that I had it when I'm thinking, oh man, I should have had this.
Sure.
So.
After Nibiru, I play 3 Ash. 3 Cherries. Cherry, a really good card. I think the Cherry is just a card that I play for basic targets like Dragoon, for Predator Plant, for a mirror match.
Yep.
Stuff like that, right? These are cards that I don't want to play against that are in my extra deck, so I play these, right? And for my last monsters that I play, of course, Gamma Package. Gamma is good. I just think that it's side deck for me. What do you got for your monsters, buddy?
So for my monsters, I got 3 Artifact Lancias. Kills mirror matches, kills Dogmatica invoked.
Yep.
It sometimes hurts Dragon Link depending on their strategy and how well they know their combos, but when it's like a mirror match or anything like that, this is perfect. Also kills Grinmaju, which is really nice. So and I also go into 3 token collectors. I've actually been using this for a while now, a couple months, just because it helps stop any lane crossplays. They can't go into Auroradon, they can't, which kind of just, they might still end up on a pretty good board, but it's not going to be as good as, 4 negates. So, and then,
I like when they go Auroradon special and you go beep.
Yep. I've actually done it to where, I've actually thought about maining this only because you can use it for yourself with your Lost World. You can bring out Token Collector, protect it with Lost World, and you got free for stars. And then the one Kaiju.
The one Kaiju. Awesome. Let's go ahead and continue with spells. Lead us up with your spells, buddy.
So I use 3 Dark Ruler no more for now. I've thought about, I didn't have it, but I like it. It's there. And then also 3 Lightning Storms.
I think the only spells that I play that are good for me is Twin Twister, and for the reason being is because I can't afford Lightning Storms. but Twin Twisters all the way. And for the last cards that I play, boop, boop, evenly match. I hate evenly match for the reason being that I won't make any damage, but it does help me to clear out a lot of those back row heavy decks. What do you got?
So I actually totally forgot the other 2 monsters was Joel.
The last 2 monsters for your side deck?
Yeah, it's just Joel. It's just
Joel's
too good.
Yeah.
It's too good. I thought about maining it too, just because I thought about maining it over Ash, but
yeah. All right, guys. So this was our Dino deck profile. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. My favorite monster out of the whole deck is this monster right here. It's a stupid monster. If you are considering playing Dino, do consider it and actually do build it and play it, because I think that it was a deck that I hated for a long time because it's so good. That's the reason why I hate it. And now that I'm playing it, I'm just like, well, I still fucking hate it, but it's good.
yeah.
But guys, this was Ed, and we got the boy
Rolando.
Hey, yeah, from Team Elite Ceviche. Have a wonderful day, guys, and take care. Hey, what's up, guys? This is Ed from Elite Ceviche, and I got my boy. I'm sorry, it's just like you started laughing, I started laughing. I couldn't stop. Just Joe never close the door. Joe, close the door.